RG3 made some comments earlier this week about Angel Reese and the fact that she was put on the cover of the new video game, I guess, NBA 2K, and someone made a gross representation and put the body of a gorilla on it, and that I thought was gross. As a human, that's just disgusting. But what's going on right now in the world of the men involved in conversations of women's basketball is just becoming creepy and weird. I cover for a perspective of basketball. There are things that are happening right now outside involving RG3, Robert Griffin III. You've had the Ryan Clark component, and now you have Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is very well known for being Angel Reese's buddy, but he's become very, very creepy in his approach. It's almost uncomfortable to listen to. Men basketball players have been criticized from the beginning of days. From are criticized constantly in sports. There is a weird dynamic that has certain people losing their minds over criticism of women in sports. You want to be an athlete, well, and you want money and you want to get paid, well, you're gonna be treated like an athlete. You're gonna be treated like men, and you'll be criticized like men. Now, what happened with Angel Reese and the person who put the gorilla thing on her on the NBA 2K, that's gross. It's trolls, it's assholes, people that are disgusting. And RG3 made a comment about it. He said it was wrong. Now, do people have opinions of RG3? Absolutely. I'm not a fan of RG3 personally. Um, I do think he's a bit of a clout chaser, and I think he jumps on topics because he wants to be in the forefront, and he has a podcast, and he does what he does, and that's fine. You do what you do. But he also, he talked about stuff involving Angel Reese's family. There's people from her family that have talked to him, he claims, and so forth. But that's another song for another day. This video is about Shaq and his response to RG3. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way, Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate y'all continued support. If you like the content, please do like the video and leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. Let's talk about this, man, because Shaq had a response on a podcast, and it's just very, very weird. It's very, very weird. It's almost uncomfortable sounding because it sounds like creepy old man vibes. Shaq is like 55 years old. Let me confirm how old Shaq is, but I think he's like 55 years old, something like that. Let me see. Let me see Shaq's exact age. It doesn't matter. I know he's over 50. He is 53 years old. He is someone that could be Angel Reese's father. She's 23. I understand there's an LSU connection. I understand that the podcast that she has is under his banner. And he loves Angel Reese like I don't know, because it seems like he loves her more than like I don't know. I don't know anymore. It's just weird. He's made comments about her in her shorts. Weird. While talking to her. Weird. This is what he had to say, though, about this Robert Griffin III commentary. And this is Shaq's response, just out of the blue. So take a listen to this.
Oh, speaking of man, RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job. You got your podcast. Leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one called.
What? Leave my Angel Reese alone. What? Since when did she become your Angel Reese, my guy? You're 53. What? Dude, does anyone else find this creepy and weird? Leave my Angel Reese alone. Let that sink in. Leave my Angel Reese alone. Talks about his podcast. He says, I'm going to punch you in your face. Robert Griffin III would be very, very well. Robert Griffin III would have every right to make a phone call to the police right now. Shaq is 7'1", 400 plus pounds. built like a mountain. I know he's not a professional fighter. And I know Robert Griffin III ain't small, but Shaq is a mountain of a human being. If a mountain of a human being is threatening to punch you in the face, cause you bodily harm, you would have every right to make a phone call to the police and press charges against him because he just committed assault. Assault is not physical. It's a threat of physicality. It's a threat. You feel threatened. That's all it takes. But let's continue. Listen to Shaq in this creepy vibe post here. He should have never done this, but he does things that a lot of times I don't think he should do.
On her and tell her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcast. You're going to be remembered for your podcast. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not. Like, leave those curves alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. So what? He hates us. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something about me. Because she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not.
Baby, keep it what? Baby, keep it classy. First of all, Angel Reese has responded to a lot. So I don't know what he's talking about. Angel Reese constantly responds to people. She constantly comments on what people have to say. She's in her freaking feelings all the time on social media. What is he talking about? You're talking about Robert Griffin III being remembered for his podcast? I'm not going to remember Robert Griffin III for his podcast. I don't watch his podcast. I'm not remembering him for his podcast. I remember him for being a quarterback at Baylor. I remember him for being a Heisman Trophy winner. You remember him for a podcast? I don't remember him for that. I remember him from being a Heisman Trophy quarterback at Baylor. That's what I remember. That's what I remember about Robert Griffin III. I don't remember anything about his podcast. I don't even watch his damn podcast. Maybe you watch his podcast. Maybe you're into his podcast, but I only know the Heisman. That's the guy. That's the guy I remember. I remember watching him in college. Yeah, he had an unfortunate injury in his NFL career that ruined his career. But it wasn't because he wasn't good. He was the rookie of the year as a rookie. What are we talking about? But hate. Why does he hate her? When did he say he hates her? Why do you think he hates her? He don't have to like her. He don't have to love her. But he sure as hell can comment about it. His actual initial comment was actually perfectly fine. I think it's when they get into stuff about their people talk to him, blah, 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 blah. And of course they deny that stuff. But you hate it now. You hate Robert Griffin III, Shaq. What?
Soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's y'all category. Stay out of them people's category. Okay, you're sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all.
Fuck is he talking about? So what he's telling you right now, what Shaq is sitting here telling you right now, and this is the problem that's existing in women's sports now. You want the coverage, you want the clout, you want the money, but you don't want the critique. You don't want the criticism. Shaq is looking at y'all. This is what Shaq is doing right now. He's making y'all a bunch of damsels in distress who have no backbones. You're not real athletes. You're just Barbie dolls out there. At least some of them. The rest of them, some of them are, many of them are not. But you're not actual athletes. You're women who happen to play sports. There's a big difference between being an athlete and being a woman who happens to play sports. Girls in high school are girls who happen to play sports. If you matriculate to college, you might still be a girl who happens to play sports. When you get to the professional ranks, you're no longer a girl who plays sports. You're a woman. You're a professional athlete who happens to be a woman. Hell, I would say if you're in college playing Division I sports, you're an athlete who happens to be you're a collegiate athlete who happens to be a woman. Shaq wants them to be viewed as women who happen to be athletes. Not the same. He is actually disrespecting women in sports, saying, y'all can talk about that. So does he have a problem with Stephen A. Smith, his fraternity brother, who talks about them when he's talked about them? Does he have a problem with other people who've talked about them you want the coverage? But Shaq, you'll sit here and you'll allow You'll be okay with women who didn't play your sport because they're not men to talk about men playing that sport. How does that work, sir? Please explain to me. Oh, you can take it because a female says it? He just insulted these women and they're not even realizing that shit. Maybe they do. Maybe because I wish they'd come back and say something back to them. They probably don't because they have nothing to say. Shaq just demeaned women across the board and basically said, y'all ain't athletes. Y'all are girls who play sports. You're beautiful. But I don't give a damn about how the girl looks when she's on a basketball court. That's what they care about. They care about how much makeup they got on and their lashes and their fucking hair when they're playing basketball. Hoopers don't care about that shit. Hoopers don't care about it, but some of these women do. Like,
y'all understand what that's like. If he hates her, so what? Mind your business.
he keeps saying if he hates her. He hasn't said he hates her. When did he ever say he hates her? He can't criticize her for her behaviors and shit like that. He can't like Caitlin Clark because she's great. Hell, Shaq has said the damn freaking Angel Reese that Caitlin Clark is better than her. Pretty much, without saying it.
Like, I don't mind you doing your job with anyone, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm going to punch you in your fucking face.
This is some creepy ass garbage, bro. I'm sorry. This is the weirdest shit I've ever heard in my life. That little girl's a grown woman. She's 23 years old. She's not a little girl. She's a grown ass adult. Do you care about how people talked about Anthony Edwards when he was 23? Little boy, right? Did you care how people talked about you when you were 22, 23 in the NBA? No, you're a grown man. Maybe you did. I don't know. You're sensitive. Who the hell knows? I don't hear you defending I don't hear you defending male professional athletes who are 20 years old. I hear you roast their fucking asses. I hear you disrespect them and treat them like garbage. Talk about them like they're garbage and they're younger than Angel Reese. Oh, because they're men that can get fucking abused by you on video every day during the basketball season, which you do without a problem. You insult and embarrass them constantly. You make fun of NBA players all the time. Constantly, Shaq makes fun of players in the NBA. He calls most of them soft and a bunch of pussies without saying it. This is what Robert Griffin III actually said, and I want to pull that. I probably should have done that first. That probably would have been a better idea, so I apologize for doing it in this order. Let me find it. Let's see if it's still there, unless he deleted it. I'm not sure. I doubt he deleted it. I hope he didn't delete it, because then that'll make him look weak as shit on top of that, but let's see here. So this is what RG3 had to say, and here's the post from his X page, and this is what he responded to. This is the picture of the cover that had Angel Reese, where some creepy piece of crap decided to throw a gorilla outfit or gorilla picture on it, which is disgusting. It has no place. This isn't a Caitlin Clark fan. This is not an Indiana fan. This is not an Iowa fan. This is a sick, twisted fuck troll who is doing nasty, racist ass stuff. So, but let's say that person is, it's still a piece of shit of a human being. And what Robert Griffin III did not actually do this. He replied to it. And he says, all right, this has got to stop. There is no place for racism in this world, whether you like a player or not. Angel Reese should never be called or depicted as a monkey. And that's what he said. And if he left it there or connected that to the last 3 or 4 paragraphs, he's perfectly fine. It's when he decides to turn this into a victimization of himself, where he looks like a bit of a cornball. And I think he does look like a bit of a cornball, which he doesn't want to be called, but he looks that way when you turn yourself into a victim. Angel Reese is very active on social media, and this is where he's going in saying, I have been quiet on the Angel Reese front because she shared a video that aided in my wife, kids, family, and friends receiving death threats, threats of physical harm to my family and friends, and threats of sexual violence to my children on social media and beyond. You don't know that that's what happened really, RG3. You don't know if her sharing that video had anything to do with that, because you made your statements and everybody who loves Angel Reese saw it. It didn't take her sharing it for them to see it. It was widely seen by people. That will never be okay with me. I never attacked her or her family when I said and backed up with clear basketball evidence that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. It's sports. Everybody won't like each other. I have a problem with him saying that because I agree with it. I think I don't think either player likes the other. Now he says people in Angel's inner circle called me and told me I was right, and Angel Reese has grown to hate Caitlin Clark because of the media always asking her about Caitlin and being constantly compared to her. Well, that's largely her own fault, realistically. It's largely her own fault that she's compared because if she had never done the things she did in the national championship game, people would never have done that. She chose that role. So yeah, people talk about them together all the time because they came out at this in the same year. They played each other 2 years in a row, once in the Natty and once in the Elite Eight, you know. So that is in part her own doing. And but of course, people are now saying, well, really, someone in her circle is talking to you. Well, I doubt that this guy would make it up because it doesn't benefit him to make it up. It can only hurt him because it can easily be found out because he probably has proof. He probably has written text or email proof. This is not something that you would have in a conversation on the phone unless you're recording the conversation then. And maybe he did that. But he's not making this statement without proof. It'd be very dangerous for his media career to make something like that up. So for people that think he just made it up, I highly doubt it. He's too intelligent for that. This guy is not dumb. So now he moves into some people made it about race, but I never did and I never will. Instead of becoming the villain in anyone's story, I decided to just not. See, he just victimized himself. This is where he acts weak and whack, and that's why a lot of people don't like him. All that being said, Angel Reese or any black man or woman should never be called or depicted as a monkey ever. Stop it. If you hate Angel Reese because she's black, you are the problem. If you hate Angel Reese because you are a Caitlin Clark fan, don't turn it racial. There should be no space for racism in this world. Completely agree with all that. If he had not posted this, he'd look just fine. I don't know how Shaq is somehow coming up with he's sharing stuff or calling her a monkey. Like he did not do that. He replied to a post where someone did that and he actually said that's horrible. There's no place for this. This is where Shaq sometimes just I don't know what he's thinking. But what I know is this: Robert Griffin III is an adult male. He's an adult. He has the right to say what he wants to say, provided that it's true. Shaq is threatening someone on a public forum space. He's already telling these women in the room, y'all aren't real athletes. That's what he's doing. He doesn't even realize he's doing it. But if you think about it for a second, that's what he's doing. And then he's referring to Angel as my angel and his baby and stuff like that, bro. You're 53, dude. You look like a weirdo. You look like an unk. You look like the uncle at the barbecue looking at every young girl's ass. Like that's just not normal. That's a creepy vibe. That's a creepy ass vibe. But on top of that, you're 7'1" and you're threatening to harm somebody, threatening to punch somebody in the face. Robert Griffin III will be in his right to call the police and press charges because you're 7'1", you're 400 plus pounds, dude. You're almost a billionaire probably. And look, I think Shaq is entertaining on TV. Do I think Shaq is a bully? Yeah, he comes across as a major bully in situations. He wants to have these wrestling matches with Charles Barkley, who's almost 65 years old. Weird in itself. Like, bro, you're 53, he's 65. He falls the wrong way. He could be very badly hurt. I know y'all think that stuff is funny. It's not to most people. But he does have that bully persona, and when it comes down to it, yeah, I find him entertaining on TV at times. I think he does a lot of great things for people. He's bought people trucks, he's bought kids computers, he's at the store and there's videos of him like he just bought someone a computer like just because, and I think that's great. I think he should continue to do that. He has the means, the resources, he takes care of his whole family. That's wonderful. I think it's absolutely wonderful. That shit is not wonderful. Threatening people over a tweet, an X comment, a post that actually spoke negatively about the post itself. yo, you don't do that. You committed a crime on camera. People don't know what assault is. It's not about the physical act. It's about the threat of the physical act and me being afraid of the fact you're a 400-pound plus man who's built like a train and 7'1", and you connect with me on one right hand, even though you're not a fighter. You're probably putting out most people and probably hurting them really badly. And now you're going to end up in a massive, massive lawsuit for hundreds of millions of dollars. Because that's what a lawsuit would look like if Shaq put his hands on somebody, probably. Your response at this age should not be about violence. Your response at this age should be actually as an adult saying, let me get Robert Griffin III's phone number. Let me call him and let's speak like adult males. Let's be adults about this shit. You acting like you dictate Angel Reese's path and how she speaks and what she does. Angel Reese has clapped back at so many people on social media constantly. We've seen him. It's not new. So you're clearly not doing a great job. If you're telling her not to post, she posts all the time. Nonetheless, I think what Shaq did is completely foul. It's wrong. I think Robert Griffin III posting some of that stuff makes him, he tries to turn himself into a victim. It's weak and it's whack. I'm not a fan of it. But at the end of the day, this is what these guys do. You know, Shaq needs to think about these things because he's still looked at as a role model to a lot of young people. And he should act as if he is one. But he may not think he is one. I'm not sure. But what I do know, he comes across like the creepy uncle at the barbecue. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Come on now.